Hey, what's up guys, Mendel here. So today I'm going to show you 5 reasons why your guitar solos probably suck and how to fix them. Let's dig right in. Okay, so before I begin, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe and hit the bell thing, really helps me out. And now let's start with number 5. Number 5. Anyway, number 5 is tone. Tone is so important. Why is it important? Imagine hearing a singer who can sing exactly on pitch, like pitch perfect, but the tone of the voice is like scratchy all the time. Same thing with guitar solos, or basically any guitar tone in particular. So for a lot of people it can take years to develop a good ear for a good tone, at least in my case. But I'll let you decide. I'm gonna make a terrible tone and play the same thing again with a better tone, and you decide which one sounds better. For example, I can play something cool with a terrible tone, like really thin and really scratchy and not pleasant to the ears, and I can play the best stuff I can, but to my ears it will suck because the tone isn't right. Now if I play something similar again, like almost same thing, way better, just by changing the tone. So if you want to fix your tone, best thing I could say is just listen to stuff that you really like. So I'm probably gonna trigger some people here, but let's say if you listen to like Slayer, Season in the Abyss, or the older Slayer records, my opinion, like not the best tone solo-wise, but that's my personal opinion. When I listen to Dream Theater, or even like John Petrucci's new solo album, what's called Termination Velocity, something like that. Like that's the tone I dream of every day. That's when I wake up and I wish I had a tone as good as that. Like thick and creamy, that's what she said. But pleasant to the ears, not too scratchy. And to be honest, good tone is really subjective, I know. But I think to the human ear, like a lot of high end and sharpness isn't really pleasant. All right, so let's go to number 4. Number 4 is dosage. So what I mean by that is like how many notes you're gonna play in your solo. And this is so subjective, I know. But to me, all the great solos are well dosed. So I'll give you an example. So let's say a lot of young guitar players want to show off their speed and their solos sound like this. For humor purposes, let's call it the Yngwie syndrome, because in my opinion, almost every new Yngwie album, and I love you Yngwie to death, but like it goes on and on and on and on and on, so many notes, man, dude, you have like 16 Ferraris, we know you love speed, but dude, we need you back with some nice melodies, Yngwie, come on. So I'm not saying you shouldn't shred, but it's the dosage between the two, between the fast notes and the melodies and stuff. Like when you play fast notes, in my opinion, there should be a reason to it. So like some goal you want to achieve. And if you're just gonna play fast constantly, it's gonna be really boring. Again, that's my opinion. So example, what would you rather have? Something like this? Or something like this? Just a quick example, but I think you get the point. So perhaps the best tip I could give you, and I'm a victim of this myself, but try to put your speed ego on the side and try to invest more time into melodies, because my opinion again, but melodies are way more important and way more connecting with people than meaningless Yngwie shred. Can't wait to read the comments section on this one. All right, let's go to number 3. Number 3, vibrato. This is the thing that probably annoys me the most of all the guitar players I played with, I toured around the world, at least the ones with a bad vibrato. Let me show you. So they play something awesome. And just inside, I die a little. A bad vibrato is like the worst thing ever. It's like a bee getting touched by a vibrator. It should be put to death. So my tip for you would be practice a good vibrato. For me, this took years, at least 7 years, to get the vibrato where I'm almost somewhat happy with it. So instead of doing, just slow it down. Just let all the tension go. I think you get the point. Let's go to number 2. So now we're at number 2. Phrasing. So phrasing is a thing that, okay, so I've been playing guitar for, I think, almost 20 years. Phrasing is still something I'm learning, I'm reading about, I'm listening to other artists. So what do I mean with phrasing? Basically with phrasing is the note choice, where you want to go, what's the story you want to tell with your solos. So remember earlier when I said like with the dosage thing, because it's kind of linked to dosage, when kids or some guitar players are just doing like on and on and on and on, and there's no story to be told. So when you listen, for example, to Always With Me, Always With You from Joe Satriani, you know that song, right? Some people could say like, dude, like that intro thingy, that's so easy to play, like what's interesting about it? But listen, like even people who do not like instrumental music like that song. Like when it starts with that. Dude, there is no shred at all in that thing, but there is so much story. The note choices, the whole melody, it gets you in that whole zone. Like, funny thing is when my girlfriend listens to that or my family hears that song, they think like, oh, it's the same guy from Top Gun. So you could say like that era, because it's not, but that era, that whole tone and that whole note choice and the reverb tells a story, which is, dude, I can't even explain how important that is. So it's logical when you're younger, you're copying different guitar players, and I'll dig more into this in number 1, which you hear in a sec. But when a lot of guitar players doing like, for example, this Kirk Hammett thing, that's his voice, and it's not a bad thing to do that, exactly that thing in your own solos, but with phrasing, I'm trying to say like go out there and find things that you like and then incorporate it in your own playing. So for example, in my playing, I love playing a dominant 7th over a 5 chord. So let's say I'm in E minor, and then this chord comes up. I adore playing this. Like that note over it. Just thing I do like 100% of the time, which makes when a lot of my friends listen to music and like, oh dude, that's so typical you. Oh yeah, oh there we go again, Mendel solo, typical. But even when I joke about it, I'm kind of proud of it, ego thingy probably, but that means I have my own phrasing thingy. So another cool thing about that is when you do want to play fast, try to have meaning in your phrase. So for example, one could play this, right? Or I could play this. Like you have that speedy thing going there, and then like there's a resolvement because you're going back to an I want to be standard, but right? Also, like one thing that's so important about phrasing is, that helped me to be honest, is not just listen to guitar players. I listen to a lot of Baroque violin players I remember, I think this is Paganini. Stuff like that, or perhaps even classical pieces, because I like classical music. Some of you may know I love harpsichords to death. Figure those phrasings out. So to round it up, phrasing, don't just listen to guitar players and try to find notes. Think outside of the box, I would say. And all of this wraps up to number 1, and probably the most important one. Find your own voice. There are probably a lot of people cringing right now, like, oh, I have to find my own voice. I'm serious. So, and this probably isn't even just exclusively for solos. Like, when bands ask me, like, yeah, how should we break through? Like, you've toured with Aborted for 7 years. What should we do? Do you have any tips and stuff like that? Ask yourself this question. Let's say there's a very important person, a famous manager or a record label or someone who judges your solos. I don't know. And he has a jar with 12 or even 100 guitar players and you're one of them. Why should that person pick you out of that jar and invest time into you? In other words, what makes you unique? What's your, I wouldn't say unique selling point, but what makes your voice unique? Now, if you just started guitar playing and you're probably like months in, maybe this isn't really for you yet, but for the future it will. So again, what's your voice? What makes you a unique guitar player? Now, I'm not saying you have to be 100% original, but let's go past some grades. So let's take Slash from Guns N' Roses. When you take the band away, Slash plays a solo with his tone, because let's listen to Appetite for Destruction. It's amazing. You can hear it Slash. When you listen to John Petrucci, take the whole band away. When John Petrucci plays a solo, you can hear it's him. Not just by his tone, not just by his phrasing, but like the emotion that comes through the solo. Basically the combination of all the points before number 1, before this point, combined leads up to your voice. Even when we take a more extreme band, let's say Necrophagist, when Necrophagist plays solos or Mohammed Sugmas plays a solo, instantly you can hear that Phrygian dominant phrasing and perhaps some kind of Middle Eastern stuff. No doubt that's Mohammed Sugmas. So I can probably hear you think now, dude, how do I find my own voice? My vision on it is, like, when I take my playing is a combination of inspirations from the past, and that combination, that like mixed pool of like ingredients in a soup, is what makes me. Like, when I play, you can hear Yngwie, definitely Petrucci, there's definitely some Satriani in there, a lot of Bach, like I rip off that dude 24/7. A lot of Muse. Without Muse, I wouldn't be playing guitar in the first place. I think some Avenged Sevenfold, like City of Evil stuff, and a record before that. Man, the list goes on. There's a lot of The Haunted, like the early The Haunted, like Anders Bueller way of playing solos, and probably 10 million other guitar players. But even when you listen to modern guitar players, like Tosin Abasi, like when he does his thumping stuff, or basically his tone and his riffing, instantly you can hear it's him. And that's what I'm trying to say, basically by wrapping up this video, is you should like learn from different guitar players, but don't exactly copy it, because that will ruin your own voice. I think I read in an interview from Jason Becker, or a quote or something, that because he was learning a lot of solos and songs by ear, the mistakes he would make would like be a part of his own voice. And I remember when I read that, I stopped like learning from tabs and that kind of stuff, because there are two ways how you can see this. When you learn from an official artist tab, like exactly how he played it, you can analyze what he did, but it can also be a curse, because you can copy that and you become a copy of that guitar player, which is a big no-go in my opinion. What you should do is analyze it and perhaps pick out the things that you find interesting. Not the whole thing, but things that stick out, and make that part of your own sound, and then make it your own. For an example, Emil Wursler, one of my favorite guitar players of all time. He has a lick that went something like this. something like that. And I was so fascinated by the gypsy jazz like ascending thing that when I wrote the solo for Termination Redux in Aborted, I did something similar, but I made it my own. So what I did is, so that's a small example that I took a small part from a different guitar player, analyzed it, and made it my own. Anyway, I hope this video was kind of helpful to you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And again, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and hit the belly thing. Really helps me out. And if you like these guitar videos, because this was basically one of my first guitar videos on YouTube ever, I think. But if you like these guitar videos, let me know so I will make more of them. See you next time. Cheers. Fast, 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 fast,